Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. Today's video is about a very special kind of cable. This video is to help you understand how to work wanderlust cables. I have an entire book by that name with lots of patterns, and the pattern that will be featured here, the cable that I'm working, is going to appear in News and Views magazine, probably in sometime 2012 or 2013. It's a very simple cotton top with a cable 10 stitches wide. Since it's a bulky cotton top, that 10 stitches takes up a nice chunk of the front, and the cable looks very dramatic. But as you know, crossing 10 stitches on bulky cotton is just not going to happen. So we're going to use the wanderlust cable trick to make it work. Each individual cross is actually only 3 stitches. 2 keep moving across the front of the fabric, and a third one crosses behind those 2 every time. And because they keep moving, and we keep moving the same stitches, the illusion is created of a much larger cable. Of course, there are lots and lots of ways that you can use this method. You can make something that looks like all over lattice. You can make heart shapes. All kinds of things that are featured in the book. But I'm only demonstrating this time the cable on the big stuff cable top. It begins with the 3 stitches towards the left of the 10-stitch span. Although in the demonstration I'm knitting towards the right end of the machine because the light worked out better that way, you would normally be knitting this directly in the center of the machine so that the cable is taking up stitches 1 through 5, left and right of center. Then the 6th stitch, left and right and center, will be the stitch on which we create the valley that will set off the cable, and that is covered in another video on manual tuck stitch. So we begin by using the first 3 stitches on the left. They're either 1, 2, and 3 if you count from the left, or actually needles 3, 4, and 5 left of center. Lift up the 2 that are farthest to the left on one double prong tool and the one next to them on a single prong tool. Change positions with your tools so that the double prong tool with its 2 stitches moves to the right and is resettled first, and then the single stitch moves to the left and is resettled second. Then knit 2 rows. We're going to repeat the exact same action, but this time moving 1 stitch over. So we'll be working on needles 2, 3, and 4 if you count from left to right, or needles, 4, 3, and 2 left of center. Again, you pick up those 2 that are on the left side of the 3 that we're going to work with and cross them in front of the one that is to the right. This action repeats all the way across. But there is a little bit of a change. For this particular cable, we want it to look like a cable, not just diagonal lines. And to do that, we're going to start a second diagonal line before the first one has all the way reached the right-hand side of the 10 stitches. Therefore, when there are 2 stitches left for our cable to travel, we will start that next cable at the left, and it will work exactly the same as the other one. So for a few rows, there will be 2 crosses occurring each pair of rows. Then we will bump into the right-hand edge with the first line of cable, continue to work the second line of cable until it's within 2 stitches of the right-hand edge, then start a left-hand one and continue them both, and so on, all the way up the sweater. Each cross is very simple and straightforward. There is nothing difficult about it because we're only using 3 stitches. And the reason that it stands out, even though it's all stockinette, is that the same stitches keep moving, which raises them in relief against their background. I just love this technique. I originally saw it on a purchased sweater, and I could not imagine how they were getting it to work. It took swatching and swatching and swatching before I figured it out, and ever since then I've been in love with what you can do with this wonderful technique. So I hope you'll give this kind of a cable a try. It's really very rewarding. I definitely hope that you'll look up the new pattern for Big Stuff cables when it comes out in News and Views. It's going to be available from small sizes to quite large sizes. I think the largest size is over 50 in the bust. That was possible because of the gauge that the yarn gets on the machine. And I think it's going to look very nice on everybody. A little secret about bulky cotton yarn. Everybody seems to think that bulky yarn is unsuitable for wear in the South, but I live in Georgia, and I wear lots of bulky cotton knits all summer in a home without air conditioning. The thing about bulky cotton is you can knit it pretty loosely, and it breathes, and it's modest enough even with the knit being loose. It's just wonderfully cool. It's not hot at all. Now, if you knit the same yarn in a denser texture, it's more windproof and more sweat producing, and I wouldn't enjoy that for summer, though I might make it for a jacket or a hat. But I think cotton yarn in a bulky weight is much underestimated as a summer resource to enjoy. So I hope you'll give that a try too. And if you like making the wanderlust cables, look into the book. You'll be surprised how many wonderful things that you can do with them. Anyway, hope you have fun with it. Happy knitting, and bye now.